Hey there! So today we'll have a look at a pen by this brand, OMAS. Old handmade pens. They've been around since 1925, OMAS, and I really like their designs. As a lot of Italian pen makers, I think they really come up with cool pen designs, and this is a very, very nice one. This is the OMAS Milord, aka Milord. Depends on how you want to pronounce it. In any case, I'm going to say Milord just because I can. This is a outer sleeve, and I picked up this pen from penchalet.com. And I just want to remind you, this wasn't sent to me to review. It was bought there. If you want it, you can go to Pen Chalet and you can use the code SBREBrown at checkout, and you get a 10% discount. Just saying. Okay, OMAS. This is the box. I like the box. It's pretty heavy. You lift this up, and in there is the pen. It comes with a little sleeve, but of course you're not interested in that. And then there is this little box. It's all very nice, felt, and also on the inside it says Italian creativity, history, craftsmanship, the pleasure of writing. It's all felt. It's very nice. Feels very high end. You can lift up this bit, and then there is a little OMAS booklet. And there is this, I very much enjoy this quality control, which is actually, someone actually put a, would you say paragraph in English? Probably not, a signature on it. So they actually check their stuff before it goes out, which I find a very comforting thought. Alright, the pen is in here. OMAS supplies the pens with these very cute little pen sleeves. It's not really a pouch, it's a sleeve. And out comes the Milord. And I see that I haven't really kept it properly. Let's see if I can do that a little better so that things actually align. No, can't do it today. That's perfectly alright. The Milord is the smaller, there we go, the smaller brother of the Paragon. These are 12-sided pens, so they have 12 facets, and they've been around for quite a bit, and I think they're absolutely stunning. I love these pens. But probably the most beautiful finish you can have is the Arco Celluloid, ARCO, and this is it. And I'll show you why. So if you look at just the side of the pen, you're probably going to think, yeah, alright, those are nice stripes, that's pretty cool, but what about it? Well, this is what really matters. That is a very, very attractive finish, I think. Cameras don't typically do this stuff really justice, but if you see it in real life, you know precisely what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going to cover the parts of the pen. I'll tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and then I'll do a writing sample. Let's start at the very top of the pen. You get this sort of evil eye that's staring at you, and you notice these beautiful stripes on the celluloid, which I like a lot. Then you have this arched clip, which is sort of an OMAS thing. They have it on the Paragon, they have it on the Milord. It has the little wheel. Very cool. It's very stiff as a clip, but because it has the wheel, it'll slide into your pocket, although for me the clip could be a little looser. And you can see the 12 facets. Very nice. You have the Greek key meander shape on there. On this side it says Italy, on that side it says OMAS. Then you have the barrel. Look at the material. I really think this is stunning stuff. A little gold band, and then a piston turning knob because it is a piston filler. The cap screws on, and then you have the section, and the section is made of the same material as the barrel, so it's not suddenly a chrome section or anything. It's the same stuff. Very, very pretty. You see the threads somewhat in the middle. It's a little off center, but it's most pens would have it right there. As you can see, it's a little further towards the nib, and then you have these this very nice 18K gold nib with the arrow design on there. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's on there. Then you have the feed, which is actually ebonite. Ebonite feed, nice. You can heat set it if you're not very satisfied with the way the pen writes. Okay, this is the broad nib. They come in other nibs too. There's also a fine and a medium, and I picked the broad. Okay, let me show you that nib once more, and you can also see it in relationship to the gorgeous section. I'll stop praising the material in a second, but let me just gush over that a bit more. It's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Alright, Having said all of this, here you have the pen. I'm just showing you the size. It's not a small one, and also a decent girth. So you're really holding something when you hold this pen. You can post it, and then it becomes really large. It doesn't really post deeply, this pen. Okay, what do I like about it? What do I not like about it? I'm just switching on my scale for later. Well, I promise it's the final time I'll mention it, but it's very hard not to like this material. It really is an eye catcher. Also, you have to fiddle around a little bit with it, but it is definitely possible to make the material match in such a way that when you cap it, I always have issues with it, but you can see right now the barrel and the clip, the cap don't really match, but you can turn it in such a way that they actually match pretty well, which is very cool. Okay, I love that. I love the 12 facets, very cool. The nib, a joy to use, rather springy, although with OMAS nibs, be a little careful. You can spring them like that if you apply too much pressure, so don't treat it as a flex nib. Smooth, pleasant, decent ink flow, very, very nice. I really like it, so that's very cool. Things I don't like about it so much, well, these are expensive pens. They don't come cheap. On the other hand, again, very nice material, and an 18K gold nib that does drive up the price a bit, but not everyone may find this worth the price. It's that simple. The clip, very stiff. For me, it could have been a little bit more springy. I think it's very stiff. On the other hand, with that wheel, you should be okay. It's a piston-filled pen. That's wonderful. Gives you a nice, large ink capacity. It really took me a while for this pen to run out of ink. A while! Wow! Christopher Walken jumped in yet again. But the one thing that I don't like so much about this is that there's no ink window. You have no idea how much ink you have left. As you can see, the material is not really transparent. You can hold it up to the light. I was unable to see through it. So you really don't know how much ink you have left. And that can be an issue because you can use this pen and take it to your fancy business meeting or sign an important contract. It looks gorgeous, but if it runs out of ink without you knowing it, it's not going to be a lot of a signature. So that's a bit of a pity. Alright, having said all of this, I'm very pleased with the pen. I think it performs wonderfully, and I'm going to show you next a writing sample. But first, let's take a couple of quick measurements to give you an idea. It's not a small pen. Capped, it comes in at 146.6 millimeters, that's 5.77 inches. Uncapped, .15 inches, that's 130.9 millimeters. Section diameter, I'm going from facet to facet here. I have 10.8 millimeters, that's 0.42 inches. And all the way at the bottom, I have 0.49 inches or 12.5 millimeters. One thing I wanted to say, but I forgot, the threads. Yes, they are quite close to where you hold the pen, although it is possible to hold it and not feel the threads at all. If you do move back, you are going to feel the threads. You will feel them a little. They're not super sharp, but you will feel them. So I would say either hold them very highly up, like this, hold it very highly up like that, but then you're going to feel the rim of this, which has a bit of a step down. If you hold the pen as it's supposed to be held, as I'm doing right now, I have pretty big fingers, I don't feel any threads. Just forgot to say that. Alright, then the final thing we should do is take a weight measurement. Inked up, I have 32 grams. Not super heavy. It's somewhat on the light side, but bear in mind it's all celluloid. Very few metal parts on this, so there isn't a lot of material to weigh a lot. Okay, let's see this pen in action. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye. Alright, so here we go with the OMAS Milord, you know, yeah, with a broad nib and Conway Stewart King Sand. That's the ink. I love this ink. Very nicely shaded. I know it's a rebottled diamine, but even so. Alright, a bit of fast writing. The writing is smooth, pleasant, and nicely wet. Speaking of wetness, really nice. Now I'm not going to push the nib too hard. OMAS nibs are a little prone to springing, so I'm going to leave it at that. I could probably squeeze out more line variation, but I don't want to spring my nib. I will do some writing, just priming the feet a little bit. As you can see, it's a very nice, soft, springy 18K nib that allows for some nice line variation. Now reverse writing, you can see the stub-like character of the nib, which you, I guess, can also see a little bit in the these types of shapes. You see there is a little bit of variation there. Alright, so there you have it. I hope this was useful. Beautiful pen, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.